Hey guys, I'm InTheLittleWood, also known as Martin, and welcome to Law Enforcement, Overwatch Central's new series going over the storylines and lore of all of the game's heroes, and even a few Easter eggs for good measure. Today, we're going over Tracer. Alright love, the cavalry's here! Before Overwatch, Lena Oxton, Tracer's real name, was a pilot known for being incredibly courageous during flights. Overwatch weren't just known for their brave soldiers and agents, but also for their scientists and doctors. With the incredible minds present in the organization, they created a fighter jet called the Slipstream, which was an aircraft with teleportation capabilities. They needed a brave and capable pilot in the cockpit, so they drafted in Tracer, even though she was the youngest person to ever be involved with Overwatch. Of course, Tracer jumped at the opportunity to fly the groundbreaking fighter, but unfortunately during her first flight, disaster struck. The teleportation matrix in the fighter malfunctioned and the jet disappeared into nothingness. There was no crash site, no trace, get it? Left of Tracer, so she was presumed dead, with the Slipstream lost in existence. Days, weeks, and months passed with no sign of Lena, but one day, Tracer returned to Overwatch. The problem was though, she wasn't completely whole. She returned ghost-like and couldn't maintain her presence for long without disappearing again. The doctors diagnosed Tracer with chronal disassociation, which meant the atoms and the cells in her body had become disconnected and dissynchronized from time. She would disappear forwards and backwards through time, disappearing for hours or even days in some cases. There was no way to treat Tracer's illness until Winston, the ape scientist, got involved. Winston got to work on some form of device that could reconnect Tracer to the world and time itself. Through countless sleepless nights, Winston came up with the Chronal Accelerator, which is the device you can see strapped to Tracer's torso. And it's safe to say, the device worked. Tracer was now back being synchronized with the world and can now maintain her physical form without being thrown back to the Stone Ages. Not only that, the accelerator gave her the ability to influence her own time. She could speed up, slow down, or even reverse time to a point. So not only was she now completely healthy, but she'd also acquired a special ability. She dedicated her life to becoming a member of Overwatch and quickly became one of their best and most prolific agents. But in the coming years after her accident and induction as an agent, Overwatch was disbanded and the team went their separate ways. Fast forward to the present day, and Winston has contacted the Overwatch team again in an attempt to reassemble the group, to protect the world against another Omni crisis, but also from Talon, who had resurfaced to try and steal the Overwatch agent's information and whereabouts. Of course, Tracer was the first to answer the call. Almost instantly, Tracer found herself in action against Talon when she came across Widowmaker in King's Row. Talon were trying to assassinate the Shambali monk leader Mondata as he spoke at a rally asking for peace between the Omnics and humans. Also, in the original cinematic trailer, she can be seen fighting alongside Winston to protect the Doomfist gauntlet from both Reaper and Widowmaker. So that's a brief look at Tracer's story so far. Let's take a look at some of those interesting Easter eggs involving her voice lines. First of all, lots of Overwatch heroes interact with different maps as they spawn into them. For example, Hanzo will say something in Hammeh, Pharah will say something on the Temple of Anubis, so on and so forth. And Tracer has two great ones. The first being the line from Watchpoint Gibraltar, the old Overwatch base, reminding herself to make the most of her time back at headquarters.
I wonder if I left anything in my locker here.
The best map voice line in our opinion is when she appears on King's Row in London. She has a main one which is her talking about King's Row being her original stomping grounds, but there's an even rarer voice line from Tracer, which is her simply asking a very reasonable question.
Shall we nip to the pub?
But our favourite overall Tracer voice line is an interaction with Reaper. When she eliminates an enemy Reaper in game, there's a slight chance that she might take the mickey out of Reaper's voice.
Death comes.
Unfortunately, you don't sound as menacing, Tracer. Sorry, love. And that's everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Martin, and you can find my channel in the description box below and on screen right now. And be sure to let us know which hero you'd like to hear about next via the comments section. Leave a like on the video to see more, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.